I take the heavy burdens that life gives on a daily basis and I try and carry them with compassion. There's a quote that I heard, I'm not sure if it's from Lena Horne or C.S. Lewis, but it says, it's not the load that's heavy, it's the way you're carrying it. And I totally agree with that. I have found practicing self-compassion has helped so much when it comes to dealing with life's struggles, because it doesn't require the struggle to go away or for it to lessen. It just requires me to deal lovingly with myself. And I have found that to be difficult to do because I'm used to perfectionism, being rigid, berating myself, and I'm realizing more and more now that the better way to handle it is to be more loving to myself, to be more compassionate, because then that helps me to be able to handle the situation a whole lot better, to cope better than to beat myself up. And so my goal has been now to deal with myself in a compassionate way. And from what I've learned about compassion, it's the first step to being compassionate with yourself is to recognize that you're having a hard time, to recognize that you're struggling, to validate your struggle, whatever it is, and to know that it's okay, that you're human, that there's nothing wrong with you because you're struggling, that every single human being struggles in a different and unique way. But you have to know what your personal struggle is. And so I've been really good with being keen and aware of what others are going through and being empathetic to them. But I have not used that same skill towards myself. With myself, when I'm going through something, I'll be like, what's the problem? Why is it so hard for me? Why can't I not compare myself to how other people handle things, which is not really helpful because, like I said, everybody is unique. Everybody's pain is unique. I mean, just talking about it right now, just a lot of the battle is just the acknowledgement that, hey, this is hard for me, and that's okay. And just that alone sometimes can just help me to go through it a whole lot better. So when you're compassionate, you acknowledge that you're struggling, you validate that it's okay, that there's nothing wrong with you, and then from there, you try and transform that energy that comes from the struggle and the pain. And different practices that have been really helpful for me are gratitude, patience, acceptance. Those are things that help. Again, it doesn't focus on the circumstances. It doesn't focus on things that I can't control. It focuses on me, which I can control, and my reaction. So I am finding, it's an ongoing thing. I get all that in my head, but then when the things come up, or especially dealing with things that are chronic and they're not temporary, your patience definitely is tested. When I struggle with different things and I've reached out and looked at different blog articles, looked at different videos, motivational videos, they really helped me to see that I'm not alone. They helped me to refocus. And so I wanted to share my story and my journey with being more compassionate with myself to help others. Because I have found that there's plenty of information out there to help someone to, when it comes to self-improvement, when it comes to, things like that. But what has been hard is the step before you improve, which is, okay, so I'm struggling and it's hard and this is uncomfortable, and having faith that I'll be able to get through that discomfort. Those are things that I don't feel are focused on enough, especially when it comes to being a mom and dealing with guilt, dealing with the isolation sometimes of being a mom, and then being a mom with chronic illness. That was something that I had not planned on doing because of the things I struggled with. But then I have definitely proven to myself through the fact that I've survived almost 3 years that it can be done. But like I said, in the interim, being able to have that compassion is really, really helpful and important. So validate your struggle, validate that you're going through something. And sometimes what's difficult, because you're so good, or I'm so good at looking at others and what they're dealing with, I think that they'll have that same skill, and not everybody does. Everybody is, concerned with the things that they're going through, so it can be hard to then internalize and turn it back to you and get, what you need. So I've also learned so many things from motherhood. I've learned also how to treat myself by looking at the way that I parent my son. When I look at the struggles that he has and how I deal with him compassionately, I give him benefit of the doubt, then I don't feel as, I kind of learn how to be able to deal with him. So it's really, really encouraging to be able to learn from, what I do with him. So, one of the things I definitely learned from dealing with my son is even forgiveness. I've been impatient sometimes, yelled at him, and as long as I give him a kiss and a hug and I reassure him that I still love him and that he's okay, then, it's not a problem. But again, I think what really got me from becoming a mom is that, wow, I'm able to do this for my son, but I'm not doing this for myself. So like I said, it really, becoming a mom saved me, and it gave me an hands-on training as to how to deal better with myself. So hope that helps someone out there. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it.